So something that's come up recently that's been brought to my attention is the fact that, yes, indeed, I'm starting to repeat myself. And the fact remains that, well, yeah, of course I am. I mean, there's only so much we can say in this atheism fight that we're in. And let's face it, I mean, I'm going to say things more than once. It's just going to come up. And the truth is, it has to. Bear with me for a minute here. Hear me out on this one. You see, the fact is that I get new subscribers every day, and I've got something like 411 videos. I think this is video 412. I'll have to check. I might be wrong. It might be 413, but still, that's a lot of videos. I don't expect my new subscribers to go back and watch my back catalog. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be great if you did, and I'd really admire that kind of dedication, but I don't expect it. In fact, I don't expect them to watch anything earlier than the video they subscribed on, frankly. So that means that if I'm going to get my message out there, I'm going to have to sometimes say the same exact thing I said in another video. Granted, I'm going to try and make sure that I don't repeat myself too soon after the most recent iteration of something I've said. But if we're going to win this fight, if we're going to wean people off of the foolishness that is religion, off of faith, and get them thinking in a more facts and evidence-based way, and get them to actually discuss these issues, to think about these issues, to start taking reality on its own terms instead of on religious terms, we've got to get more people on our side. We've got to get the message out there and keep it out there. And that's one thing I've been noticing lately is a lot of atheists on YouTube are making fewer videos, and a lot of people are just falling away. The atheist community seems to be slowly dying, and I think it's because we've said everything. We really have. And now all we can do is repeat ourselves. I mean, we try to say the same things in different ways, but even so, I won't say we're out of ammunition exactly, but we're firing a lot of the same caliber bullets. You see what I'm getting at? So that does suck. That sucks for our loyal viewers, the people that have been with us for multiple years in some cases. I mean, what can you do? You know, they're going to watch something and go, Kate, you said that like a year and a half ago. Here's the link to the video where you said that before. Could you give me something new? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that's going to happen. But, you know, I want to live in a world that is free of this lunacy that we call religion. I want to live in a world where I have people basing what they do on facts, on verifiable evidence instead of using faith. I want people to believe only in the gods that exist, which as near as I can tell is none, but if there is a God, I want to know about that one too. And so I want facts that prove that God's existence. And I want everyone to be thinking in those terms. I think of my videos as lessons. I think of my videos as advice of how to think, not what to think, but the procedures you should use to think critically, to examine the world as it is instead of the way you want it to be or the way you feel it to be. And that should be your goal too, to spread that kind of message, that kind of thinking to other people. If that's not what you're doing, if that's not why you're here, well, actually I'd like to know why you're here. I'm not going to say go away, but at the same time, I will say that I don't quite understand. But regardless, I've told you what side I'm on. And you know, this is a fight. Like it or not, this is a fight because the other side has decided that they don't want to lose. The other side has decided that we have to conform. And I'm not willing. And the only way to prevent it is to fight back. So like it or not, we're in a fight. And if we don't keep the fight alive, you know what happens? We lose. And we end up living our lives their way. No way. So I hope you're on board with me, and If I do start to repeat myself, please bear with me. Understand that from my perspective, it's necessary. I hate it as much as you do. But what can we do? Well, I'll tell you one thing we shouldn't do. We shouldn't run on automatic. Instead, we really ought to think. Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. You might also enjoy my webcomic, The Adventures of Kinneara Baxter. You'll find a link in the info bar, along with a link to my Zazzle store. Buy a t-shirt today. Stalin, Mao, Pol Pot. You know what they all had in common? They didn't rate, comment, or subscribe.